All right, let's get right into it. The whole crypto space is buzzing about Qubitcoin's big, super dense upgrade. And yeah, on paper, it promises a massive leap forward. We're talking faster, way more efficient, basically a next gen evolution for the whole network. But there's always a but, isn't there? So, what's the single hardest piece of this puzzle? What's the one thing that's probably keeping the core developers up at night? You might think it's all the fancy new tech, the quantum inspired stuff, maybe the new block structure, but that's not it. The real challenge, the most critical part of this whole operation, is something called backward compatibility. It's the quiet, thankless engineering that has one job: make sure this huge step forward doesn't accidentally push the entire existing network off a cliff. Okay, so what is this thing, really? What is backward compatibility? Well, let's break it down with a super simple analogy that I call the phone charger test. The official textbook definition is pretty straightforward. It's making sure a new system can still play nice with all the older parts that are already out there. For a gigantic, decentralized network like Qubitcoin, this isn't just a feature, it's a philosophy. It's about choosing evolution over revolution. And here's where it gets really simple. Imagine you get a brand new phone, and guess what? Your old charger still works perfectly. That's it. That's backward compatibility. In the Qubitcoin world, it means the old miners can keep on mining. It means your wallet doesn't suddenly stop working. The number one golden rule is do not break things that are already working for millions of people. Now, to really get why this is so tough, you have to appreciate the stakes. See, upgrading a live blockchain, that's not like updating an app on your phone. It's way, way crazier. It's more like trying to rebuild the engines on a 747 while it's flying over the ocean. The network is alive. It's running 24/7, processing transactions, being secured by thousands of miners across the globe. You can't just pause it. You can't just shut it down for maintenance. This upgrade has to happen in real time, totally seamlessly, with absolutely zero room for error. So this huge midair challenge, it really boils down to three core problems. First, these new superdense blocks are packed with new kinds of data, and the old nodes have to be able to make sense of it. Second, the rules for mining are changing, but you can't just kick all the old miners out. And third, and this is a big one, the entire network basically has to become bilingual. And this is what we mean by bilingual. You've got the old nodes speaking the classic Qubitcoin protocol, and then you have the new nodes speaking the super dense dialect. And they have to understand each other perfectly. Any miscommunication, any tiny misunderstanding at this deep technical level could literally split the network in two. So you might be thinking, why go through all this trouble? Just force everyone to upgrade. Well, the reason they don't do that is because the consequences of getting this wrong, they're catastrophic. I mean, just look at the miners. If this upgrade isn't perfectly backward compatible, we're looking at somewhere between 50 and 70% of all miners just vanishing. They'd be knocked offline instantly. Think about that. The majority of the network security, just gone. And the fallout from that would be immediate and, frankly, terrifying. Losing that much security doesn't just slow things down. It would make the entire Qubitcoin network a sitting duck, dangerously vulnerable to attack. It is a risk you just cannot take. But believe it or not, there's a scenario that's even worse. It's the ultimate nightmare, a hard fork. This is when the chain permanently splits. Suddenly, you don't have one Qubitcoin anymore. You have Qubitcoin Classic and Qubitcoin Superdense, and they hate each other. This isn't an upgrade. It's a civil war. It splits the community, it splits the value. It's a complete disaster. So all this hard work, this obsession with backward compatibility, it's about protecting the entire ecosystem. It means wallets don't break, the apps and tools you use every day keep working, exchanges don't have to freeze everything, and maybe, just as important, it keeps the community together, avoiding all the infighting and drama that can absolutely tear these projects apart. So let's zoom out. If Qubitcoin actually pulls this off, the impact is going to be felt way beyond just their own blockchain. This could set a whole new standard for how the entire crypto industry handles progress. Think about it. If this rollout succeeds in early 2026, it's proof that you can have massive, game-changing innovation without chaos. By 2027, this could become the new gold standard, paving the way for a future where innovation across all of crypto is faster, safer, and a whole lot less stressful for everyone. What we're really talking about here is a deep, fundamental shift in mindset. The whole industry could finally move away from that old Silicon Valley motto of move fast and break things to something much more mature, much more responsible. Innovate without breaking anything. And the ripple effect would be huge. It could completely change how all major crypto upgrades are designed and deployed. It could mean fewer chain splits, less fragmentation. It would set a much higher bar for safety and predictability, which is something the space desperately needs. So at the end of the day, this isn't really just about Qubitcoin getting a speed boost. It's about a whole new level of engineering discipline and stability. This incredibly complex, difficult, and kind of unglamorous work on backward compatibility, it might just be the most important upgrade of them all. Which really just leaves us with one final big question. Is this the moment crypto finally grows up?